Hello, internet friends. Welcome back. My name is Bay. This is Final Fantasy XVI, But I'm Bad, part of 7 and blah blah, where we run around and keep trying to work on finishing this game. Depending on what you've watched so far, we're at what should be 19 of 50 trophies, which is only 28% progress on the overall game, at least based on trophy weight, because we have 18 bronze ones. So there's a lot of game left to be had. There's quite a lot of game left to be had, I would say. And in that regard, let's get some reputation rewards.
Oh, I wasn't expecting
What the heck was that? The Fire in Our Hearts, a token. Many claim they wish to change the world. Few actually take it upon themselves to do so. You are an inspiration to us all. From a nameless patron has sent me 25 clamshells, 15 desert roses, and 800 ability points. Wow, we were just talking about ability points. Look at that. That's helpful. We still need a bajillion more ability points for what I want to do right now with moving around some abilities and customizing my build some. But our next unlock is at 550, and then 715 for the High Cleric's Medallion. Then 850 to get even more.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
So we were told yesterday, I don't know, a bit of a spoiler, I guess. Thank you for the dance. Very cute. So the hunt board, we're getting there. We got our first S rank yesterday on the live stream, or yesterday on the YouTube video versions of these episodes. Our first S rank was told it was the easiest one. It was definitely pretty spicy. It was just really slow, just big hits. But so we've done 12 hunts, as you can see here, 5, 10, 12. There are apparently 32 hunts in this game. 32. So we have 2/3 remaining, give or take, which is absolutely bonkers. Just completely bonkers. And yes, this would be story time now. We're getting into story time. Although I think all I have to do is go. Vivian has just an update to the map, I believe.
I know what you're going to tell me. Thank you, Clive. Thank you.
That's about putting down Kupka. So they do have some dialogue with some of the NPCs then, if you go walk around. Just like the mess hall kind of area.
Books worth reading.
You look just like a princess.
No one to talk to in here. Are you talking to you again? She's still here, by the way.
When it comes to boyish charm, Goops has an indomitable rival in Gav. One is the sweet little babe in arms to be cooed over. The other, the naughty little boy who'd pull on my pigtails.
Okay. Sure. We head down to the laboratory, as it were.
If I don't come up with something soon.
I'll come up with something soon. All right, Mid. We chit-chatting, we talking, we doing stuff. This table is so cool. All right. Let us sally forth.
All right, Clive. What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
displacement stack. Here.
And this
She's making a boat!
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise.
Oh, okay. We're going Enterprise, not Highwind? Okay.
Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines.
Ooh.
And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching.
Need some what?
The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Big side quest energy. Even though it's main quest. We're building a freaking boat.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Thermal plating design. We have to do each of these individually, huh?
The engine plating's basically just a very efficient conductor. Create a thermal gradient across it and the heat radiates outwards, which... You know what? Just show the plans to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Okay, thanks, Mid. This feels like crafting in Final Fantasy XIV, where you have to do each individual piece, and it takes many different... Oh, this way. It takes many different components. You got to make 7 of this one component and 3 of this one, and then 2 of the other component. And then you got to make those components into 2 other components. And then when you make those 2 components, you got to add them to 4 other components, and then 5 other things. And then you're like, okay, are we done? No, you're halfway there. Whoa, leave it on a bread. That's how kind of how crafting is in 14. It's 6 of this, half a dozen of another. It is usually very involved. Let's see what's happening here.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it?
You cannot. No.
She said you would know. Here.
Indeed. Instructions on how to go about building oneself a full set of thermal plating to dissipate heat from around a mithril engine, should one find oneself in need of such a thing. I don't know why I read that so weird. Probably because I've been watching too much Severance.
Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help.
Help?
Get Gavin-Otto in here, will you?
Okay.
Right.
You might be able to hear the thunderstorm in the background. It is quite thunderstormy.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she?
Mm-hmm.
Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And what is it we need to do exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at this.
Looking.
It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up.
Yeah.
One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Okay.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with.
You boo woo doo woo. So where am I going? To speak with Blackthorn. Okay.
You going after the Stardust then, are you?
Does it involve combat?
Which one of these 2 lucky souls is going with you?
Oh, you can bring one of them with you? Interesting. I mean, Otto should go to the supplier. I don't think he's much of a combat guy. So probably just take Gav with me. What's up, Dalthier? You're saying to take Otto? Is that because you took Gav, so you want to see if you go with Otto? You just want to see different story? I'm assuming that's why you're suggesting. Oh, you took Otto, actually. Oh. Well, no. Otto is not a combat boy. So I should take Gav, because he's a bit of a combat boy. Although they're probably both fine, because if they added to the party as a guest, then they're invincible and nothing can hurt them. Because they don't take any damage. But I kind of feel like Otto should go to town, and Gav should come with me.
Gav, you're with me.
All right then.
Yeah.
So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil.
Hmm.
I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
Oh, cool, see?
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier.
Yep.
Take care.
That makes more sense.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I like to see him try.
Fair enough.
In your own time.
It was Dalthier. Sid wasn't invincible. Well, that's because he wasn't in the actual party as a guest. He was a different NPC in a cutscene.
Sounds like this river we're looking for is south of the Dalamil Inn. I'll hire us a wagon and meet you there.
Okay.
I'll get us a good price. Is that one you want to worry about?
Not really. Okay, we are going. Yes. I don't think it's in Dalamil specifically, but that's the closest point, I guess. Because we need to go south. All right, dude, chill out. Look at this guy.
I take it Drake's Fang was your doing, Sid.
Ferda looks all...
You really are quite the outlaw. It's only a matter of time before the people learn of this and seek to apportion blame. Lie low is my advice.
Well, probably X on that one, considering we're about to just romp around.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav?
Where is Gav indeed? Has he been abducted by bandits? It's always bandits. He's just right here with his chocobo. What's up, bud?
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
All right.
Then let's get bagging.
Begging to be bagged.
We shall.
I don't know what that was about. Begging to be bagged. Gather 5 Stardust. All right. Maybe no combat then? It's just literally walking around hitting X on stuff. Whoop.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Indeed. Clive, please. Thank you. Up. There's gonna be one more up here, maybe? Damn, all right, Thunderstorm, calm down. Oh, down here. It's a weird juxtaposition of me in the desert by an oasis with a thunderstorm in the background. Which is still wild. That tells you how loud it is because of my noise gate and everything on my microphone. It has to be pretty loud to go through like the whole wall / window and my soundproofing curtain and then into the microphone. Loud storm.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
This correct. Legend has it that that a star once fell from the heavens and punctured a hole in the Dalmekian desert, whence sprang forth the fountainhead of the river Velcroy. Well, if the stream suddenly just dies because my power goes out, you'll know why.
You win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
Oh, I mean, it's probably, it feels like it's to me that it's, gunpowder or something adjacent. Something in that realm.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only because you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going.
Goodness.
Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Yeah. That's nice.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
Okay.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Rumble, 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 rumble.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Bark. After some pets, maybe. Oh, Torgo.
You all right, boy?
Yeah. Yeah, so are these areas open now? Are they not blocked? The ones down here are still blocked. Blocked. Well, while we're here, might as well explore some map.
Good girl.
Might as well explore a little bit of the map. Oh no, scorpions. All the way up and then to the right, or all the way up and then to the left. Got some big fallen ruins off in the distance there. Oh no, scorpions. Excuse me, coming through. Trying to explore the map, please. A salamander. All right, well. Can I get off my mount, please? Ah, too slow. Whatever. Okie doke. So the patch went in yesterday. I don't know if you were all here when I was talking about it moments ago. Mainly for Dalthier, I guess, because he just showed up. You've already beaten the game, but that little stability extra fixes patch went in. So we've got... Oh, this keeps going? What the heck? Where? Maybe it connects from the other side. And then it's like a drop down from the other one? Oh. But I've turned the motion blur in the game down to only 1. From 5. Yeah, okay. So this connects from here, maybe. And it's a drop down to go from this side of the desert to the northern side of the desert. Like, can't get up there from here. This is not a traversal game. So yeah, there should be less blurry, motion blurry stuff during all the crazy action. Which also should mean that it sits at a higher frame rate as well. Even though I don't think this game, when it dips to like 40 FPS, has really been that noticeable. Because in big action moments with all the particles going on, I'm sure it definitely dips down. Compared to always sitting at 60. Hello, what's this? Is this the other section? Flap, flap, flap.
Straight home now.
What's up, bud? Is this a deep dungeon?
There was a time this path was guarded day and night by Lord Kupka's men. But now they've gone. Back to the Fang, leaving us lesser mortals at the mercy of whatever bloodthirsty beasts they say nested beyond.
Oh, the final mission was really laggy many times. Hopefully they had to fix it out. Yeah, I left it on 1 on motion blur. 1 of 5. Draco's Deep. Yeah, I left the motion blur on 1. Just to have a little bit to help, you know, soften the edges of all the particle action. Because sometimes if you have no motion blur, especially with a game that has this much... Oops. Scarlet Scorpions. A game that has this much graphical stuff going on. Ouch. Again? That knocked me down. Oh, too slow. It might look a little weird to have... no motion blur, so leaving it on a little bit. But all the motion blur for sure would definitely... could definitely lead to lagging things out. Are these bombs? Sleepy bombs? Nope, too early. Ah! What you doing, bud? Nothing? All right, let me punch you. Sometimes the AI just kind of... it's weird. I wonder if a lot of the enemies in this game are actually this zone's big. Oh, these are fallen blobs. Hello, wanna wake up? I think the NPCs though in this game actually have an ATB system, because they don't just continuously attack you. Ow. Because if they were just action, like, I mean, like, they attack, but everything seems to have a bit of a cooldown, right? The backwards attack always gets me. Just waiting for some cooldowns to come up. Oops.
To me, boy. There's a good boy.
One 5X. Oh, it's so overkill. Absolutely ridiculous overkill. There's a lot in this area. What the heck? There's going to be some side quests here. I think that's my last potion. Probably time to head back. Scorpions. That attack is so slow. Hey, bud. Oh, there's a secret thing in this area? Oh. A secret thing. Does it require a quest or it just exists? Because I got no potions. I've got a limit break to heal. And I've got some elixirs if I needed to, really. But I got no potions. It just exists. Well, this... Is this named after the same area? The Dracos Deep. This gives me big Final Fantasy... Was that Final Fantasy X? That big labyrinthine cave area? That just had so many mobs spawning in it? This really reminds me of like the Final Fantasy X big cave labyrinth thing. Hello, goblins. Easy to see if you're in the right area, he says. Okay. Well, there's definitely quite a bit of terrain around here. Level up. Damn, big XP on these mobs, but I guess they are just higher level. But yeah, it definitely looks like ability points are not tied to level of mob, but type of mob. Whereas XP is probably more related to how oh, just a random coral. All right, well, it looks like some part of this potentially overlaps. I don't know how to get up top anywhere yet, but if this... Does this connect back over here or something? We're going to fight a random coral real quick. Yeah, he still hits me through that. Nice. Kablamo! Kablamo! Bum bum bum. More goblins. This just goes to a dead end for now. Hello, gentlemen. Bonk! So what's blocking this cave over here? Randomly, literally a giant gate. Okay. To Serda's Thread. Well, I guess we'll go there later, I suppose. You want to sprint any time now, Clive? Thank you. I kind of wish that was a button or something. Get to just hold forward for 5 or 6 seconds before Clive will go. Oh, shabab! Abandoned fishing village.
This must have been a fishing village.
Thanks, Clive. I mean, he can't see the he can't see the subtitles. So what am I kidding? It'd be weird if Clive could read the subtitles. Be playing the wrong game for that. I'm not playing Deadpool. Oh boy, 10 gil. Wow, I can still go up that way. This keeps going. Yeah, I guess I don't know what I don't want to really get into it because for the most part I do just kind of take the review cycles of video games and be like, okay. I mean, I've been a fan of movies and film and episodic TV for so damn long that stuff gets reviewed to hell and high water by this, that, and the other, right? So with video game reviewing, there's lots of very prolific and up-and-coming or popular or whatever content creators that review video games. And some of them have takes. Some of them have hot takes. Some of them have cold takes. But one of the takes from one of the reviewers that I soaked up about this game was that when you finally unlocked your chocobo, it felt worthless because the maps aren't that big. My brother in Heidelin, I don't even have the full map explored yet. There's still 1, 2, 3 areas here, and this is one zone. I mean, these zones are obviously they're almost God of War-esque, right? Because God of War had like a hub area in and or around Tyr's temple. And then whenever you walked off into a side area, it was just like this, right? It was like a little area, arcadey, like had a stopping point, you had to turn back around or fast travel out or whatever, right? You had to, it was the same kind of thing. It wasn't like a fully open world. Like you're not walking into fucking Stranglethorn Vale, right? In World of Warcraft. You're not walking into just like this giant open area of openness. But having a chocobo when you're crossing this much space, I'm just walking around for the first time here. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Map pretty damn big. The chocobo makes sense. It is faster, and the biggest thing about riding around on Ambrosia isn't the speed increase, but the fact that you can just run past combat. This isn't like an active time battle system where you like touch a mob and then bump 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 blink you know, it's not, it doesn't stop you from exploring and get you into battle. You get to do the whole battle sequence, and then it loads you out of the battle, and then you walk a couple more steps and it's not those kind of games. So you can just hold R2 and just run past combat if you don't want to fight anything. If you're just trying to get to some place or get to a hunt or whatever, you just run past. You choose to fight in combat in this game because it's an action roamer in that regard. You don't have to choose to fight. You can just run past stuff if you want to. Too early. Well, you throw everything straight into the garbage bin, whatever a critic has to say. But like, I don't know. I like to get references from other people, ideas and thoughts from those that have different opinions on video games than I do. And it's just not just one individual. In this instance about the Chocobo thing it was, but I mean, I probably watch and or read anywhere between 3 and 10 different like reviews and thoughts and opinions on games. Between reviews and Metacritic and little tabloidy things or full-on videos. And plenty of it is completely fine. And it makes sense, and it and they usually say things that make complete sense, and they, you know, work within the bounds of what they're trying to explain. But I don't know what the the problem with some of the things, and I'll give you this one on throwing everything a critic says in the bin. All right, this is an area for a hunt. Yep, this is definitely a hunt area. The problem with trying to review and critique video games is that there are so many games that come out. So if you're trying to review the big AAAs and the indies, you have to play through these games and not stop and smell the roses. You gotta fucking go. Because you've got to put 50 to 60 hours into this game, then you're going to put 30 hours into this game, then you're going to put 25 hours into this game, then you're going to put another 50 hours into this next game. You know what I mean? Like, you got to freaking schmoo. Ah, wrong button. Damn it. I was on the wrong thing. Iframe me? Oh, it broke my... That's weird. Actually, a little too slow. There we go. Bam. So they have to go through games so quickly that probably comes down to how they feel certain ways about... I just had to pause my commentary real quick on the fact that I was in battle. they have to take a moment. They don't necessarily, I don't know, I can't say they don't appreciate the games the same way, but if you're going from one big game to one big game to 3 small games to a big game back to 2 small games to a huge game, maybe they don't get the same. I mean, at least the style that I've developed doing the But I'm Bad series now over the past going on like 14 months or something like that, 13, 14 months of doing these games. And it started with Elden Ring, and I kind of feel like that it set the tone, and in a way that I've enjoyed since then, is that in Elden Ring, I set out on the goal when I started learning that game and getting good, because if you were there for that series, the first like week of episodes, the first 7 to 10 chunks of that game were awful. Like I was real shit. And that's why the title became a thing. That's why I made the titling But I'm Bad. Right? Elden Ring, But I'm Bad. Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, But I'm Bad. Blah blah blah. Because it set an expectation that I'm not some like no-hit god where I'm gonna go through the game at soul level 1 with a torch, right? I want to experience the entire game. That was the goal. So it might be hard goings along the way, but the goal of it was to beat the whole game and see everything. And we have seen many things. I mean, I did Dark Souls 2, the most involved, quote-unquote, hardest ending, which takes the most steps, and it was great. So I take a lot of, damn, the XP. I take a lot of time to go through everything. That's why I get kind of frustrated by like Jedi Survivor, for example, because the Metroidvania-ness of the Jedi Fallen Order and then Survivor series, whereas that I couldn't get everything in one go through, which is fine, but I would still miss stuff even how slow I explore. I mean, I play the game like I'm playing it right now. Like I look around, trying to find everything, even if the items don't matter. It's just trying to find and see and experience all the different pieces and parts of the game to not miss something. There's less of that in, see, right here, bonk. Now that stuff right there might not matter, but did you see that chest when you were here? Did you explore and find it? I don't know. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. So the tone was set with Elden Ring because I did everything in that game. I fought every boss. I progressed every quest line until the end of the game when you had to basically pick one and finish it. Now, I was assisted by resources and the wiki and chat, because by the time I started playing it, it had already been mostly sussed, because the game had been out for a couple of months before I started playing it. So this does not connect over at all. But I wanted to experience the whole game, even if it was things that's where the back to Caelid meme came from as well. Because I would be in Caelid for like a week, and then we would be able to move on from Caelid. And then 3 or 4 days later, we had to go back to Caelid because I missed something, or something is there, or there's like a jumping puzzle mini boss that was there. And then another week later, guess what? We're going back to Caelid because I missed an illusory wall stone rock face that had a quest from way earlier that I couldn't figure out. Like, back to Caelid, because that game had so much stuff in it, and that was the whole thing. So I definitely experience, I think, games differently in that regard, because there may be some like reviewers or critics that do that. I mean, like the Completionist, I mean, he probably plays similar to this, where he 100% everything he plays. A chronolith is detected nearby. Oh, cheeky. But I think a lot of other ones don't get the time to do that because they have to just schmoove. And they don't get to go around and explore the whole game. Hello, good morning. Ow, my face! Oh! I had my shield up. That was cringe. Oh, nice. Damn it. It just catches me in a combo. Oh, good dusted. Bam. Get those stagger hits up. There we go. So anyway. No, I don't think I find the opinions of strangers important. I use them as a baseline of like, oh, so they said this about this part of the game. Well, maybe I'll see that when I experience it for myself. It's frames of reference, especially because they come out like the day the game launches, for example. So obviously I haven't put in 50, 60, 80 plus hours into a game the day it launches because that's actually impossible. Whereas they've had it behind the scenes, behind an NDA in a review period or yada yada this, yada yada that. So they've already played a bunch of it. A preview build, etc. They've had 15-hour hands-on with blah 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 before it releases, stuff like that. So that is definitely a bridge. And that is definitely an upper area. The question is, can I get to that upper area at all? I am not Cal Kestis. I do not have a grappling hook and or the force. I am more of an Eren Yeager character. Now, it'd be cool if you could just like randomly transform into Ifrit and then just jump around, jump around, but you cannot do that either. Oh, if myself or any other friend or butt in the community says something is amazing or sucks, you're 1,000,000% more likely to take that into consideration than Jimmy Reviewer Man. Well, yeah, because you've known us for years. Obviously, everyone has their own opinions on different games and whatnot too. So we all have our different flavors. Like, I don't know if I'm that keen on Starfield, for example. I don't really know if that's... I've never been like a big Skyrim type gamer. So I don't know. Also, the way I play games, if I started playing Starfield, that would be the only game I would play for probably half a year, right? Because how big is that game supposed to be? Well, how big is that game supposed to be? And how big can the game be? So, you know, if it's a 120-hour game, playing it 4, if maybe 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, like I'd be playing that game for 6 months. It would never end. It would almost drive me insane. A game taking a month to 6 weeks? Yeah. Because then, like, I can go from one to the next. Like, I've done that with God of War into Ragnarok. I did that with Jedi Fallen Order into Survivor. There's some pacing you can do with a game taking me that long. Hello, gentlemen. Pardon me. Damn, Torgal. Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. Big punch. Have to remember, most, especially larger name reviews, may get a copy a week plus early for the purposes of a review. Yeah, they don't necessarily have to hold their biases though. They get the review copy early, but so yeah, there's definitely an upper ledge here. I don't like, you can do a chocobo jump in this game, but I don't think there's anywhere that I can get up here, right? This seems like something you'd unlock later. To be able to go up top here. There's a whole bunch of fallen ruins up there. Wow, 1 billion planets to explore. No, there's like 5, but well, what was it? No Man's Sky was algorithmic planet creation. So there literally are like a million or whatever because the game just keeps making more. And No Man's Sky 2 years now past or 3 years now past is actually like totally cracked. That game is apparently very, very, very good. I've played another 6-8 hours building a base on a planet somewhere. It is definitely way better than launch. Like it's so much better. But a lot of the planets are going to be very samey. Starfield apparently feels like it's more curated, and they've only said there's like 1,000 planets to explore, but probably only like 1/3 of them are fully curated, I guess. I don't know if I can get anywhere in here right now. Yeah, can't get the upper level right now. Sure. I don't want to keep looking around because there's definitely a way to get to the upper level and walk around on those ruins. Was this the secret? Was the hand of Dion or Dione? Was this the secret, or is the secret on the upper level? Because I don't see anything right now, but like this is important for something, I guess. I don't know what these are for yet. I don't know if they're like weird optional side dungeon challenges, something like that, like the Force Tears in Jedi Survivor, for example. You all achievemented No Man's Sky? How many hours? How many? What the heck? The chronolith. Okay. So fighting the chronolith is good for later then. All right. Good. That's cut off for now. Those are blocked. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Okay, we can go back to Blackthorn now. Good. Pretty much Force Tears. Oh, okay. You have 164 hours in No Man's Sky. Damn, boy. He thick.
What can I do for you?
Damn. That's a lot. I think we have some stuff to sell.
You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price.
I don't know why she says that. She sets the price.
It'd better all be here.
She sets the price that I purchase items for, and she says I'm robbing her blind. 17 goblin coins. I may have done some farming off stream. Holy crap. Okay.
Be thankful you got that much.
Moch.
You got out else?
Every time she says that word.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
How do you spell that? So much, the word much, M-U-C-H. But how do you spell it if you're Karen? M-H-A-U-Q-E-C-H? No, that Mouch? I don't know.
Come again.
You know what?
I'm not much bothered either way.
How about a round, everybody?
That's what we like to hear.
Mostly just to see Maeve, because she is incredibly cute.
Back, everyone. Sid's buying.
She is so aggressively just. Everyone in this game is so attractive. Man, if you're bi or pan or whatever, doesn't matter.
You're not leaving already.
If you like cute and or handsome humanoid things, this game might send you into an absolute panic attack. Even some of the monsters are fucking hot. it's so whatever you like. You're just like, I like that. I like that too. So everyone is just unrealistically attractive.
Thanks to Sid, the man.
Everyone and everything. It's just how these games are made, I guess. Ifrit kind of hot. Yeah, you're right. Oh, you can... oh, and you even added the footnote of that joke because he's on fire. Good, good. I don't know if I'm glad or sad that barely anyone watches and hangs out in the live streams right now because they're missing out on this just absolute blistering commentary. Anyway.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often.
Yeah.
You're beat sneaking around on your tud all the time.
On my what?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Quest complete. Ooh. So you're disappointed in Clive's semi-prime? Why are you disappointed in his semi-prime? I mean, it's just his limit break. That's it, right? Unless I haven't seen his full semi-prime. I thought it was just whenever he LBs. That's it, basically. Yeah. So I got a gill bug, a black blood, and a goblin coin. They're just gill items. And 800 gill. Why don't you just give me more gill?
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
All right, gents. Okay.
What do you need?
We can't actually do anything.
What do you want?
Can we? Yeah, we can't do the diamond sword. We don't have the white worm bone. Yeah. That's gonna happen next. Oh, silken sash. Okay, that's our next upgrade then, I guess. But again, white worm bone. So if that's going to be... we need a lot. We need 4 pieces of it. 3 pieces. So those are going to happen in side quests.
Anything else?
And or hunts. Or both. Because we got Scarletite one time as like a quest reward for a side quest, but our first time we found it was on a hunt. I'm assuming the white worm will just come from one of those Avis little dragon. Those dragon mobs, it'll be on a hunt. Oops. Excuse me, pardon me. Well, the Ifrit semi-prime is obviously the fire aura. It's the fire cape and the huge fire gauntlet arm, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I guess they must have had to have limitations with the character model because, yeah, some of the other semi-primes and, I mean, even some of the later on iconic abilities that semi-prime you when you use them. One in particular that I've seen, which I won't speak about because it's kind of a spoiler, even though not really, but just to be clear. Like, you actually take on aspects of that character, that icon. But yeah, Ifrit's just like, it's mostly a cosmetic change that doesn't actually add much to Clive's model. Because like we saw with Hugo's Titan semi-prime, he grew the bigger gauntlets and the big clawed hands and the giant shoulder pads, and he got all armor spiky, you know, stalagmited up. But that's obviously not your player character. Maybe they had problems with adding bulk or adding stuff to Clive because you control him the whole game. I don't know. But also, it's all mostly like a cosmetic thing, like I said, too. So, I don't know. Just a decision I guess they made. Because I thought it would be cool if he had like a helmet that comes on or something that looked like Ifrit's mask or whatever, that had like the big Ifrit horns on it, but nothing like that. Yeah, but nothing like that so far. Just kind of gets, he goes like red, he goes Kaioken basically.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So,
Kaio what?
next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins. I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Oh.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need.
How convenient.
What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
If her name is actually what's her name, but it's not spelt like that, I'll be so chuffed.
Talk to her back there. You know, thingy. She'll tell you exactly which bits of which ruin we need.
Mid.
You just need to go and find them.
Just like your dad, huh? Oh, her name is Helena. Okay. Or Helena.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then.
No!
Here you see the mithril engine,
Yes.
in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force.
Okay.
Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack,
All right.
which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today.
Okay.
And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood.
How convenient.
If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand.
She was getting a little embellished.
We might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there.
A hunt?
It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you.
I suppose you better had.
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
All right, we have to go beat up a monster. Make for Lorbert's Pass. Oh, did I hit the next reputation mark? Really? I guess so. Hang on.
When it comes to boyish
Nope.
charm, Goops has
No new dialogue from her. Asta's dialogue is very weird, but at some points it's a little charming. But oops.
Welcome to the
There we go.
Patron's Whisper.
We did. Okay. It was only 550 up. I don't know if we got that much already. This is just for 2 meteorites. The Bearer's Plight, a friend in Northreach. Few are those who would strive to lighten the burden borne by the crystal's curse, but if we are to survive the coming storm, we must stand together, bearer and brother, as you have shown us.
Here you are.
Thank you for the 2 meteorites. Yeah, now it's a big jump. Now it's a big jump for the High Cleric's Medallion.
Best of luck luck out there, Sid.
Thank you. Bong twing. All right, to Lawbart's Pass. Up to Lost Wing. Let's go. Getting stuff done. Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean. That guy, whatever his name is. Oh!
Leave anything you don't need behind.
What's happening? Hello? Is this something going on, or is this just like random... Just random interactions? We're talking about leaving? Oh, because the war is starting. Yeah. Quentin's... Yep.
That his lordship's vultures should be found circling the village can mean only one thing.
Yeah.
That he means to strike at us before we can strike at him. There is no time to lose. The final stage of our plan must be put into motion.
How many people / soldiers does Lost Wing even have?
Ready? We leave at once.
I kind of feel like there's only like 30 people in this little village. And they're gonna go attack. Okay. Sure, whatever. That's gonna definitely pop up as either a side quest or be woven into the main story at some point, I imagine. Or maybe not at all. Maybe it just happens in the background. I don't know. I'm only like 37 hours into this game, which is just about the halfway point, so... running. Running. Oh boy. I don't know why they thought that was a good thing the game needed. Why does the game need to randomly drop 2 gil? I don't... Why they do that? I mean, it's just as useless as random, like, sharp fangs and stuff that I already have 7,000 of. Very bonk. Extreme lunge. Hello. Is there a fallen echo over here that I have to go beat up? Also, how did you get here before me? What the hell?
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Would you mind?
Nope.
Of course. I'll be right back.
I'll go beat it up for you. Yeah, I guess I do have definitely like 50-ish bearers. I guess I didn't run around all of Lost Wing and get a head count. Oh, cutscene. But my 2 gil item on the ground. Bark! Oh, it's an evil eye.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Is it an Ahriman? Is actually classified as unwanted visitor? That was weird timing. Get zapped. Absolutely dusted. Oh boy, 28 gil. Thanks. I'm 28 gil closer to the 1.2 million. Or whatever.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
I was never under threat.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Quest complete. The Eye of the Warrior increases the strength tonic duration by 10. Sorry, I sleep. There's some items in this game that are just bloat. That are just, we need to give the player something right now. Oh, who's this scratchy boy? Damn it! Give me the prompt! Bark, bark, bark. Okie doke. All the way back to mid, shall we? Give me 2 gil. Sick. Not 2 gil, but I'll take it. So on a fully completed world map, I know I didn't show all of it right there on my explored world map. How many nodes would you say I am missing? 10? 15? 20? How many more nodes, teleportable places, are there? Because there's all of Waloed. There's around the Crystalline Dominion. And then we're about to have a fucking boat, apparently. So does that take us to other places? Like, my brain thinks there's going to be at least 12 to 15 more. Yeah, like quick travel locations, pins, as it were.
Ah, my favorite pupil.
No.
What is it that you wish
Oh,
to
I could
learn?
tell her about Hugo.
Study
All right.
it well, Clive.
All right, yes, we went from Drake's Fang back to the hideaway. The Dominican Republic made a move on the Crystalline Dominion, as well as the Imperial Army being stationed at Drake's Tail. So we haven't gone to Canver yet, but we'll be going there soon. Because part of Mid's stuff is we have to go to Canver. But yeah, I mean, there's Northern Territories stuff that we haven't, there's nothing here anymore, I guess. So maybe we're not going up there anymore, but they have all this other section here. We've got Canver, Randella, obviously Twin Side we haven't been to yet. All of this section in Waloed. Oh, there's some we could get now.
I have the details here.
What updated? Oh, just updating Hugo's thing. Dominant of the Icon Titan after losing his hands to Clive's blade in the crypt of Rosalith Castle, he was spirited back to Dhalmekia by his enigmatic Walooder ally, Lord Harbard. Clive followed after storming Kupka's stronghold in the heart of Drake's Fang to finish him once and for all. The duel that ensued, which was fucking epic, first with Titan, then with something even more terrible, led not only to Kupka's long-awaited demise, but to that of his nation's mother crystal. I mean, how many phases did that fight have? Because it had just the outside section. Then it had big Titan section. Then it had, I guess technically that section was also broken up into 2 sections, because there was the Sonic the Hedgehog section and climbing section first, then the actual battle section, then there was the falling section with Titan again. Oh, 4 different phases of that encounter. And it was not hard, but it was so epic. I could have used some more like cinematic clashes, but I guess those were all at the end for the most part. There was a lot of sections that were just like watching the cutscene that you didn't have any input in. That's my only feedback from that. It was really fun, but there was probably a good 40% of it that we just watched happen. So, hold on.
Another of my lectures.
I want to ask about Hugo. Kupka and the Fang were the bedrock upon which the Republic stood. Now that both have crumbled, Dhalmekia's descent into chaos is all but assured.
So what of its parliament?
You ask. Will the ministers not take it upon themselves to pick up the pieces of their crumbling nation? I doubt it. They have little love for their people, only their own preservation.
Which leaves but one man.
Standing between Dhalmekia and disaster, former Field Marshal Eugene Havel. The Rock! If any is to pick up the baton of command, it shall surely be he. But as the bitter tides of ire and avarice rise around him, how long will he be able to keep his head above water, I wonder? So there is someone else then in Dhalmekia. Okay.
Let me keep you.
Havel. And of course comes from a desert with a giant rock. Yeah, it was definitely 3 completely separate health pools for sure. But that the big Titan moment was definitely broken up into two sections. Even though the first like Sonic the Hedgehog section was rather short.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
A bugger?
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding.
Alright.
A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously.
But
I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him?
Oh,
What he makes
gosh.
of it?
Mid, come on.
Right away.
Come on.
I've been going round in circles trying to find something sturdy enough to withstand the fire of the engines, but light enough not to sink the ship. Should have bothered old Tome sooner. If anyone knows something I don't, it'll be him.
Okay. Oh yes, open my map real quick. Oops, wrong button. Oops, wrong button. That's all we have right now. We only have 15. You have 15 sort of POIs. Like 12 more. So I have like just a little over half of the travel points. Damn. Well, halfway through the game, there's... Okay. Fair enough. Three that I could get now if I desired. Well, everything in the, This is not the faster way. I'm just waffling. I'm thinking about it. Everything in the desert, though, is blocked off, so... Has something else opened up now that I haven't just gone back and re-explored, I wonder? That's very possible. But I imagine something in main story or side quest will nudge you in that direction, I suppose. Also, there's two more. Well, that's still locked off. I only see one area that I'd be able to traverse up here. Right? Unless there are some I just didn't get. Look, I've been over this whole map, though. Obviously, because it's explored. I heard we can't aggressively backseat in here. That's correct. I mean, I ask for backseating. Like, if I've done enough of my own due diligence, like yesterday when I was looking for that hunt, then I'll just ask. You know? Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Hippocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
What's up, bud?
Well, actually, it's for mid this time.
Oh.
Take a look at this.
A baffling diagram made all the more confounding by the preponderance of question marks that blemish its borders. The preponderance of question marks. That feels like a really good name for like an alt rock band that has rap sections in their songs but is mostly hardcore screamo. Which would make it a screamo band, not an alt rock, but I guess is screamo alternate rock? I don't know.
Shielding for a mithril engine?
Yeah.
Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials.
The
shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
Okay.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you...
Okay.
Perhaps I should too.
Yeah, load them up on that knowledge. Oh, never mind. We've gone from cutscene to cutscene. Ladies.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable
Oh,
hands.
you get to choose which one goes with you this time too again? I mean, obviously we haven't gone anywhere with Tarya, so she feel. Oh, can you not? Oh, you can.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames.
We could have done with some of that on Justinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
Do we get to do any combat? I guess if we went out there and just roamed the world, we could fight. What does Tarya fight with? Does she just cast? Because she doesn't have a weapon. Well, I'm not armed right now, I guess. That's why you picked Otto before. Never went with him anywhere either. True. Yeah, that's true. I didn't know if parts of the story would ever be reflected by who you take, or if it's purely a cosmetic thing, just for extra dialogue. It's clearly for the extra dialogue sequence that happens. So, I mean, obviously the answer to go out on an adventure here would be Jill, but also I think she's still like in rest mode in Clive's mind. But I've never gone anywhere with Tarya, so I haven't had any real talking with her outside of just the stuff around the hospital wing whenever someone's, you know, really injured.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Yeah, it makes no apparent difference who goes with you. It's just for extra lore and dialogue, I suppose, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jill going out makes sense, but she always comes out with me when I'm going out places. So, I don't know, maybe Tarya wants to stretch her legs real bit. That seems like a friendly, like, fist bump thing to do. Sure, why not?
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Okay.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
Oh, there's Jill. Okay.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
She did kind of say that a little bit dismayed.
Harpocrates and I'll look after things here. You head over to Northreach.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure both little bits would be fine. It's weird. This game has only done this, like, decision-making thing a few times now that just give you a little bit of that Mass Effect-y feel, even though it's definitely nowhere near as involved as Mass Effect. But I kind of wonder if it should have not done it more often and been like an actual thing with the game when you got to decide things, but like it's only really in certain parts, right? Anyway.
Her ship lies still in harbor, her soul sails on the main. The breath of ages at her back, adventure in her veins.
Thank you. But yeah, having the option to go out with characters, and yeah, going out with Otto would have been fair. But I thought they'd be like different things would happen, because Otto is definitely more of the merchant, and Gav is, you know, the combat scout. So, but there was really nothing. It was just for an extra different dialogue. And I guess you would just pick the opposite when you play through on New Game Plus to give you a little bit something extra to experience, the different cutscene thing. Just a little bit of something extra. So yeah, let's see what this cutscene with Tarya is.
Where's Tarya?
Make for the Northreach markets. I have made for the Northreach markets. There's a new item?
And what can I do for you?
New item. Reduces Raging Fist cooldown. I am asleep. 50,000.
I'll be here if you need me.
There she is.
Need to stock up on these.
So yeah, I was saying there is no combat. If I even ran out there to go combat, it'd just be me and Torgal, and she would stand here. Made a decision. I'd rather just be like how it is in 14, where you say something and then they're just like, anyway, yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, in this regard, it's not going to be a BioWare Mass Effect style Dragon Age where your group and or dialogue decisions actually have consequential actions with how things happen in the game, but those games are made for that system. But in this game, and definitely in 14, is you would say one thing and the character would be like, quite, anyway, you know, and no matter what you say, they just act like that. Yeah.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any
Excuse
problems
me?
finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
Okay.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts?
The what?
Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
There's plenty of pep in my nuts, thank you.
Don't tell me you've forgotten what you're looking for already. Garlic and pepio nuts. Do you want to take the list?
She definitely steps on you. She is definitely a,
You'll not find a
yeah.
fresh cuts.
100%.
We haven't much, but you're free to look.
I want it.
I trust it's all here.
Thanks for the stone skins as well.
Always welcome here in Lostwing.
And Lostwing. Over here, Torgal, we have to get some pepio nuts.
There's talk that the glass gate.
The greengrocer.
What do you want? And
The edible fruit of the pepio plant is prized by chocobo breeders, although the superstition that it lends a stud bird additional stamina seems largely founded on its blushing, swollen form than any quantifiable results. Oh, it looks like an actual a nutsack.
good riddance.
That should do it.
Being smooth because it's
Finished too.
it's essentially a fruit ish or fruit adjacent. What'd you get, Taria? You good?
Well, did you find everything?
Think so.
I did. Here.
There you go. And garlic. Yep. Interesting. Preparation in the White Worm Castle kitchens, the so-called garlic night. I just noticed that it said White Worm Castle. And we need white worm pieces for the next crafted gear set, or at least the upgrades. Any connection?
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting.
Okay. But, and?
But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Okay.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
Correct.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I
Whoa.
remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Tyre.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
Not sure about that awkward slow pan fade to black there. That was a little bit okay.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that was nice. Just to get more from a character that we only have gotten a little bit of here and there, right? Which is probably why it existed in the first place. The ability to do that, because Otto was just like, hey, we have quests, Otto. We're gonna do quests. He's like, okay, go do your quests, right? So, yeah, I get that. I get the that little bit of connection, as it were. Just something a little extra with those NPCs. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. All right. Shall we head back? Let's see where this all goes. What's next, I wonder?